Let me all welcome you to our CSMP's adoption initiative under the segment of Ask Us How. For today's topic, our speaker will tackle about smarter planning for complex infrastructure projects. So, without further ado, I am pleased to introduce our speaker for today, Engineer Mark Anthony Espiritu. Engineer Mark is a BS Railway Engineering and Management graduate from the Polytechnic University of the Philippines. He brings over 9 years of experience at Project Pro, specializing in project management, implementation, and software solutions like TLOS, Primavera P6 EPPM, and Oracle Primavera Cloud. Please join me in welcoming Engineer Mark Anthony Espiritu, our Senior Solutions Engineer at Project Pro. Hi, Sir Mark. Good afternoon po.
Hi, Ira, and thank you. Let me first grab the screen. So again, hello everyone, and good afternoon po. So once again, to our esteemed partners and customers as initiative of Customer Success and Management Program, we welcome you once again for our webinar as how smarter planning for complex infrastructure project. So again, this is Mark and join me as we about to explore TLOS application. So but before we start, who among you here are eager to learn, no? So sino po yung mga umattend for a new learning? And kindly give me a heart reaction po. And you're seeing your button po reaction for the heart. And for those who attended for the raffle later, no, after this session po, no, kindly give me a joy reaction naman po. Parang mas marami yung joy reaction na. Okay po. So you can select both po, no, if you're are attending here to learn more or to also syempre part of our webinar is to have you sa raffle prize po. And si Sir Roderick, no? Yan. Laging ma-attend for siguro si Sir for the prize, no? Ayan. Ako rin po, sana pwede akong sumali sa raffle later. Kaso hindi ako included on the raffle po. And so for those who registered and here po will be automatically kasali po siya with our raffle later. Ayan. So before we start our session for this afternoon, let's first launch our first poll question for this afternoon. And so for our first poll question, what is your main job role po? And if you're a project planning scheduler, construction supervisor, or you're working on site, cost, quality management, or in the design and engineering department. And so mostly, ang pinakamaraming vote is for project planning and scheduling. No? So we'll be now ending the poll question in 3, 2, 1. So meron tayong 57% for the planning and scheduling. So we have next po yung 25% for construction supervisors and site work And we have 11% attendee for cost and quality management and 7% for design and engineering. So again po, thank you for answering our full question. Okay, so to start our topic for today, let's have a quick recap on the history of scheduling. Saan ba nag-start yung scheduling po, no? So, it starts with the project scheduling po kasi it's important or vital component of project management. So, it has a rich and fascinating history that stretch back hundred of years. So, babalik tayo ng mga ilang years po, no? For our history. So in the early years po, we have these three methods po in scheduling. So first we have the manual methods. So first yung manual method, this one is initially construction scheduling rely on manual method like handwriting list po. Yan, naglilista tayo ng mga activities natin, the milestone charts also, and we have yung simple bar chart. No? So, ayun po yung first na ginawa natin for scheduling. So, who among you are still using yung or still working or utilizing the manual method po? So, kindly give me a thumbs up po on your reaction button. Sino-sino pa po ba ang still using manual methods in scheduling? And meron kayang magta-thumbs up. So to be honest po, I'm still using the manual method of scheduling but hindi po sa project, no? Hindi sa project scheduling but on a certain part po. For example, some appointments, so no, yung mga some week listing of ano po no, mga tasks to do. For example, yung for your work today, nililista mo ano yung gagawin mo for this day, no? And also for a week. Ayun, siguro I'm still guilty using the manual methods po. No? Kasi minsan nakakalimutan natin. So, mas preferred pa rin natin yung manual method. So, moving forward, we have yung harmonogram. So, si harmonogram po is developed by Carol Ademeki in 1896. So, the harmonogram improves upon the basic bar chart by incorporating relationship between tasks using arrows, allowing the identification of critical paths po. So, if you notice here on the image po, no, lang natin yung pen. Yan. So in our image po or in the graph po on the screen, notice niyo po on the harmonogram, ang orientation po niyan or how to read that one, eto pong nasa side, this one. Yan. Ayan po yung time scale. No? So per day 1, day 2, day 3 up to a certain duration. And ang nandito po sa top part natin, yan, yung nasa upper portion po, ayan yung activity natin which is si 1-2, 2-6, and so on po. Ayun po yung mga activity. So if you're going to read that one, for example, si 1-2, no? So starting from day 0 going to day 5 po. Ayan. This one. So pababa po yung reading natin. Then for the next activity niya, si 2-6 after that one and going down din po. And also yung next activity niya which is si 6-8 po. So ganun po yung pagbasa natin for the harmonogram. No? And if you notice for the next activity, for example, ayan, makikita nyo rin po kung saan siya mag-start from. Ayan, no? Yung from, since etong si 1-2, 1-3, and si 1-4 po, started on the 0 days. Kaya po yan yung start date natin. And if you notice si 8-10 po, and hindi siya immediately nag-start after si 3-8. Kasi po, if you notice here, ayan, meron pa siyang mga relationship or yung ah, predecessor niya, which is si 6-8. So, winait muna nating matapos. Ayan po, no? Ayan. Sorry kung di straight yung line. So, winait muna matapos si 6-8 before mag-proceed si 8-10. No? Kasi siya po is predecessor. Ayun po yung logic niya after matapos tong activity and also this activity, that's the time magi-start na yung next activity. Also with the other activity po, like si 2-5, no? Nag-wait po na siyang matapos si 1-2 kasi po doon siya mag-start, ayan, before nag-start yung activity. So, that's how yung yung logic po nung harmonogram. Ganun po siya nire-read. So, hopefully po, no, for the others, sino po ang still inabutan yung ganitong era of scheduling, no? And meron po bang umabot on this era or scheduling? Hopefully, yung mga yon is already ano na siguro sila nag-retire na for scheduling or still on the consulting part po, no? Puwede pa rin sila with the consultant for scheduling. So mas alam nila yung mga previous way of scheduling. Then next po we have now yung after ni harmonogram, pumasok na po si Gantt chart. So it was introduced in 1917. So na-develop siya or na-introduce siya ni Henry Gantt. Kaya yun pinangalan niya, no, si Gantt chart, no, introduce the bar chart, so which become the widely used visual tool for scheduling tasks, visualizing timeline, and it shows the start and end date of each activity and their duration. So ito yung known na natin, no, for today, as of today, which is yung Gantt chart po. So baliktad naman po yung orientation niya. Yung time scale natin is nasa per part, ayun po. And for our tasks, ito nasa side na po siya. So if you're going to read this one, planning is going to start on January and ended on March po, no? On the middle of March. And also si research naman po will start early February and at the middle of March matatapos rin po. So ganun siya. So we all know how to for those who are on the scheduling po, and we all know how to read this diagram or this Gantt chart po. So fast pace po